We took it all. We brought them to our land. An endless night, ember hot and icy cold. The rage of the earth. We made this curse. Carved it in the blood on our backs. We did not see. We could not, but she did. And in the end...
What will I become?
Senua's Saga. Hellblade 2.
Play it now with Game Pass.
Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
It's crazy because we had Memorial Day, and I feel like once you have something on a Monday, the week goes by so fast.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh my gosh, I really, really do love it. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Even though like I'm at that point right now where I don't even know what day it is, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's already Wednesday. So I have my kids' graduation on Friday. Chantel, you're coming, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I really don't
Are
want
you
to come.
changing your mind?
No, you need to text me the time and then the address again.
Chantel, it's right behind my house.
I know, but I still don't know exactly where it is.
I put Chantel on the spot, and I was like, it starts at 10:30, but
Okay.
I put Chantel on the spot, and I was like, do you want to come to Charlie and Sloane's graduation? Sloane is Charlie's gonna be going to kindergarten next year, and then Sloane is going
which
into
means she's
pre-K
like in
4.
preschool, and then this one's in like pre-K, and like
I
they have
know, yeah,
graduations.
basically. I know. But they have like a whole song they've been practicing. They're so excited about it. So, I put Chantal on the spot. I feel like I usually don't ask you to come to those things.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I thought,
guys.
so I thought when you did, it was like her kindergarten one. Because I remember our kindergarten one. Me and Roxanne were in the
Me
same
too.
kindergarten class, and like there's
Oh
a
my
picture
gosh,
floating
yeah.
around somewhere.
Oh, we should post that. Yeah, that was see, like it's so crazy. I mean, you guys, if you guys have like kids, make sure they're close with their cousins because it really is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. So yeah, so I guess I'll see you. Do you have any other plans for the rest of the week? Anything crazy going on?
I'm going up north again on this weekend, so.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You don't sit home.
Nope.
Something's wrong with you.
I don't need to.
I know. Oh yeah, you have no reason. Well, you guys, there's something about Michigan and I just can't. The last like 2 weeks have been beautiful weather. And then of course, Memorial Weekend, the weather was disgusting, terrible, and it's just like gloomy, it's rainy, it's that depressing stuff and I'm like, I can't.
I know. I do wish that we like were more consistent with our weather.
Oh, it really does suck, but we have a lot of hot topics to cover, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know what is happening. We did see a preview. Well, actually, we did see it on New Jersey. In the last episode, we see Lina, which is a hairstylist, and she is a very popular hairstylist. Like she does everyone's hair. She does like Lala Kent's hair. She does like all the Bravo people's hair. So it's not. She's friends with Teresa and Jennifer. She's been doing Teresa's hair for a minute, but she does Lala Kent. She does. Like anyone who like goes to Watch What Happens Live, like she does their hair. So she's like big in the Bravo community with doing everyone's hair. Well, obviously on last week's episode, we see that she is at Jennifer Aydin's house and mentions how she was kicked out of the VIP party that we went to, which Chanel, I don't know if we should release release it, like put the VIP when we went there and because we were with all of these people. So
yeah,
it's so
we'll
interesting.
release it. We'll release it for Friday.
Okay, so then we'll release it on Friday where it's like we went to the event, we were with VIP with all of them, and then we gave our actual like real opinion about it. There was actually like follow-up episodes as well.
I need to listen to that again. I'm gonna die.
I know, that would be so interesting to listen to, but it was exactly like what we experienced. I remember like Dolores had called us after that because we were like, she seemed like tired and she was like, I'm so sorry. It was such a long day and all that stuff. And Danielle heard it. And at the time Danielle had reached out. So we'll even talk about that. But then, so I guess we'll put that episode out on Friday for you guys to take a listen and just know that we were at that event and that's the event that we're talking about. But so basically she says that she was kicked out of the VIP area and she had opened the salon just for Danielle, just to go ahead and take her. And she just felt really disrespected. So on an upcoming for Sunday's episode, episode, Danielle finds out about it. We don't know how Danielle found out about what Lina said, but she confronts Jennifer and Teresa. So I just want to share the clip with you if you haven't seen it, so you guys know what we're referring to, because we did talk to Lina, and I want to give you guys Lina's response to all this.
I was told that there was somebody that you brought to the party that talked about me. And who you guys allowed to talk about me? It was Lina. Who's Lina? Hairdresser. I'm paying for a ticket to be there for your charity, and then the waitress came over to me and says, "Yeah, you don't have a pink wristband, you have to go." And I was like, "I'm not going."
Yeah. So I mean, it's basically Danielle confronting them about what Lina had said.
But she really goes ham and goes like they should have said that, like, that's not Danielle's character. That's not who she is. Like how I've done that a million times for them. And it's like, when have you done that though?
Right.
You guys have had one season with them, and maybe
you've
that
heard
is your
Melissa.
character.
You've heard Melissa talk about the other side. You've heard Rachel Fuda talk about the other side, and you just sit back and listen. So I'm not sure.
And as she should, because like you just met all the ladies at the same time. So like, what are you saying that you go above and beyond for them and do all these things? It's so, I can't. I have more.
Well, yeah. Well, people have loyalty to their hairstylist. Like, people are super close to their hairstylist, to their makeup artist. So, Danielle acting like she's done Teresa's hair for years. Like, you become real friends. Like, my makeup artist, I've gone to her for like almost 15 years. I am so loyal to her. I am obsessed with her. So I don't, understand what.
Okay, cousins, we have a fun Father's Day gift idea, saving you if you haven't thought about it. So today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Whether it's for your husband, baby daddy, or father figure, our friends at Manscaped have crafted the total package for his special day. Roxanne had received the package, and her husband opened it and was like, "Wow, you got this for me for Father's Day?" I kid you not, he was so excited, and we got it to test out, so she didn't even really get it for him. So it's definitely approved for Father's Day gifts. So whether it's for the boys downstairs, his beard, or even the best pair of underwear out there, Manscaped has his bases covered. Head over to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with code TRH. From daddy to zaddy, trust Manscaped. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code TRH. Never forget where you come from, if you know what I mean. Happy Father's Day from Manscaped.
She wanted from Teresa or anything to say. And also, I mean, let's make it very clear. This is not the first time that we've heard this about Danielle. We've heard this from multiple people. I had someone reach out to us last year from a massage company, and his kid went to, or, their kid went to school with Danielle and all of that stuff. And he said that he didn't get paid and she promised promotion and that she didn't promote. So this is an ongoing thing with Danielle. This isn't the first time. And that's probably why it's being brought up, because everyone in town says that Danielle doesn't pay, and she lies and says she's going to promote, and she doesn't. And she also put Lina down in this video. I guess I should have played it, but she did put Lina down. And she was like, what did she say? She said something about like a hairstylist.
Like, who is she anyway?
She's like a nobody. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, why would
like some hairstylist? Like, who are you? You're just a hairstylist, which is like so messed up, because it's like she's more, and Lina's beautiful, and she has a very successful husband, and she's very successful herself. So it's like, I am confused on her talking that way because she's a hairstylist. Hairstylists do very well and make a lot of money.
And they should be someone that you want to respect and, be there because they're going to.
Yeah. You shouldn't be having. This is the third person who Danielle has an issue with. I think it was, what was it? It was Marissa she has an issue with, which we're going to find out later in the season. And then I think it was it Carrie? Or I don't have to find out her name, but they're both hairstylists or makeup artists, but I think they're both hairstylists. So this is the third person. And again, like, if you go on Lina's Instagram page, you'll see she works with, it's not that she just works with Gia. She works with like Giselle, Brian from Potomac. Like, she does all of their hair. Every single person on Watch What Happened Live, when they go, she'll do their hair. So all the guests, like, it's from her most of the time. So So when this clip came out and you see her saying, like, you see Danielle saying, like, who are you? Lina, responds and says, you're delusional. I didn't speak bad about you, not one bit. I stated how you treated me after I came to support you and your charity. Trust me, I didn't have to come. I worked 15 hours that day and I was exhausted, but still wanted to show support since you were the one who said in my salon, Lina, I really like you. Please, I would love for you to come to my charity event. After I did you a favor and fixed your extensions that were hanging out not once, but twice. Never wanted anything in return, just wanted to help you out of the kindness of my heart. Since you were in a bind with having press the next day, your character speaks volumes on how you treat people. I'm embarrassed for you. To say, quote, who is she and I shouldn't be in VIP, that's totally fine if that's how you felt. Then you shouldn't have told me to make sure I email your assistant so that I'm with you in VIP. I can pull those receipts, boo. Don't play with me. Yeah, she said, I actually was sparing you. For the others that like to, and I quote, the hairdresser or anyone that likes to put our profession down, the only reason you look and feel good is because of us. And I'm speaking for everyone in the beauty industry. Long hours on our feet, back hurting, not eating, 4 a.m. call times, driving from place to place to make sure you're good and on point. Maybe you should start taking some classes on proper etiquette. You're 2 seasons in, baby. You ain't no A-lister. Keep it moving and brush your teeth. I was dying. Yeah. She hashtag always invited, never kicked out. Hashtag no pimp or pink wristbands. Hashtag bird.
We took it all. We brought them to our land. An endless night, ember hot and icy cold. The rage of the earth. We made this curse. Carved it in the blood on our backs. We did not see. We could not, but she did. And in the end,
What will I become? Senwa Saga. Hellblade 2.
Play it now with Game Pass.
Oh, my Lanta.
Yeah. And so I talked to her and she actually sent me the screenshot of her reaching out to the assistant per, Danielle telling her this. And she says, hi, Madison. Danielle asked me to reach out to you, put us at the same table. It will be Lina K, Jenny G, Laura Johnson. Laura Johnson was Margaret's ex-best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And at the time, like a few months before that, that's when Jennifer and Teresa had met up with her because she asked to meet up with them. And that was after Margaret spoke to Louis' ex and hung out with Louis' ex a few times. So I know Margaret likes to say it was just a DM, but it wasn't. So that was after. Then they met up with like Margaret's ex-best friend. And like Jennifer was like, creating a relationship with Laura Lee after that and was like friendly. So Jennifer had invited her. So basically the assistant, she shows me the assistant and the assistant says, thank you for your order, all of that stuff. And she says, just so you know, she called me after I wrote this email. She saw Laura Johnson's name on there. Laura asked me for a ride because she was my client and Jen had invited her. So I put her on the list with me and my assistant, Jennifer, that came with me. That's when Danielle called me and said, Lina, I like you, but why is Laura Johnson coming with you? I don't know what you're doing, but I don't want to change my opinion about you. So I respectfully tell her to bow out. I don't want her there. I told her, what are you talking about, Danielle? I didn't invite her. She told me she was coming. Jen invited her. She was just catching a ride with me. That's why I put her on the list. She went ahead to say, quote, oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, I'm going to call Jen right now and clear it up. This was the one table in that place, which was the VIP table. Just so you're clear, everywhere else, everyone was standing behind the rope of where the one VIP table was. So,
and the VIP table was really small, like the area.
Yeah, we were in that. There was a point where there was a very aggressive, like security guard where he kicked all of us out. Like he kicked everybody out. And the whole point was like, if you're in VIP, like, let's say, like, I remember, Dolores had brought some people, Jen Aydin, because she gave them tickets to bring people since they were, doing this for her. Yeah, for free for her. It was her event and it was all about her. So she gave them each X amount of tickets that they can give to people to be in VIP. So she did that. But then she also told this hairdresser, you can be in VIP too. Well, it was crowded. And what Danielle really wanted was Danielle to be there with her people and then the housewives and then whoever Dolores brought, whoever Jen Aydin brought, they were all like, we were all kicked. Everyone was kicked out, right? I remember I saw Jack, RHONJ Obsessed was there. Was he in there, Chantal?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
He was in there. He got kicked out too. We got back in. I didn't see him back in there though. And yeah, that's really what happened. So she was, she was kicked out from Danielle. So you could just tell Danielle wanted her posse, and then the Housewives were like, this has already been the longest day ever, but we want our people that, because this place was very far from where
Yep.
all
I
of
was
them
just gonna say
live.
that. It was like literally like, I think
Oh
like
my
an
God,
hour and a half
so
from,
far.
yeah, like even from, what's the place in New Jersey?
I don't know, but so they had people.
Hoboken.
Yeah, it was for us. It was like an hour. Yeah, so they had people come out and everything, and then they're like being kicked out of this area, and no one's happy about it. You could look at Dolores's face; she's not happy. You could look at Jen Aydin's face, not happy. I think Teresa was good. She just was like in her love bubble with Dancing with Louis, and yeah, she was like. I don't think she like brought many. She didn't bring anyone out to come. I don't know. But and then Lina tells us, I didn't want to make this a big deal, but the way she made it seem like I'm beneath her, that's what's disgusting to me. You don't treat people like that. I was being nice, like she doesn't really want me to come out and say what I really want to say. She's like, I'm really giving. I never expect anything in return. I do it solely from my heart. I'm definitely not the one she's going to abuse on national television. If she had just gave me a simple apology, it would have totally ended, but she's too egotistical and clearly thinks I'm beneath her. So why would she apologize to the hairdresser?
Yep.
And so the other hairdressers were Marissa and Karen. And those people actually worked with her for 2 years, and she completely, blocked them on social media or went against them.
Like that's a problem, that there's so many people that like don't want to speak to you anymore, or vice versa. It's like, I don't have people like that in my life that I'm like, oh, I'm not speaking to, because I don't have hate like that in my heart for people.
Right. And just because
And
you're on a show.
And we met Lina at BravoCon, and she was super nice, super nice.
Oh, she was great. I didn't recognize her. I didn't see her. Now that I saw her at BravoCon, I feel like we might have saw her in the VIP area, because she does have like a distinctive look. But yeah, she was so kind. She was so nice. And yeah, this is someone who's been on for 2 seasons. Like the way Danielle treats people, I don't hear that about any of the other ones, by the way. I really don't. Like, I'm not going to throw shade at any of the other housewives that are on the show that maybe we don't like from New Jersey or something. I only hear that Danielle treats these people terribly, wants things for free, promises to promote, and she doesn't even do that.
Oh yeah, I mean, in the way that she the way that she approached the situation with the girls in front of everyone, it was just like shows that she literally thinks she's queen, and it's really scary.
Yeah. No, she is her biggest fan. And it's not fun to watch. It really isn't. I mean, I do like that we're not seeing her as much this season. I feel like we haven't really seen much, so I'm liking that.
I know, so that's why I think it's so jarring sometimes when all of a sudden I see this scene of her. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know. We've always, from the beginning, always said we don't have a good vibe about Danielle. We just really never did, even though she was like really good with Teresa, good with Jennifer. That means nothing to us. Like, we're still going to give our opinion, even if we like other people, but we never had a good vibe. And I feel like because of the tips and the blinds we've gotten from Danielle,
and like
it's like,
it was
yeah.
like, and we saw her and saw how she was in person when she was only on the show for 3 days, and that tells you everything about someone. Like when you actually can see them in person and how they act, you can just
Yeah, I'm telling you, at this event, I'll never forget when she went on stage and she overspoke Teresa, Dolores, Jennifer. She didn't even let them talk, and it was just about her and like being the best day of her life. And like she really thought she was like a singer up there or something, or at the Grammys, or a celebrity. I don't know what she thought, but it was a lot. It was. So yeah, I had to share that story because
I am excited for next week's episode. Let's see, because a lot of people are not liking this season. I'll tell you that.
what's interesting is they didn't do after shows for this season.
I know. Maybe
Yeah, usually they would do after shows. Yeah. Melania also got into a car accident. It wasn't her fault, but I don't know if we had talked about how Melissa, was asked about it. I think maybe we did talk about it, and she basically was like, oh, I'm happy she's okay, and then changed the subject. to, she said, she hadn't reached out to her because they're not on speaking terms, but she said she's like happy they're okay. And then she was like, then talked about, her marriage and being the longest lasting person to be married, which is not true. But I think we did touch on that. But yeah, that was
I
also
think
crazy.
maybe on Patreon we did.
Yeah, no,
But
we
yeah,
did.
no,
That was a
it's
few days ago.
what is it?
Yeah, that was a few days ago.
Yeah, so it is funny because she's definitely not the longest lasting marriage, and like I mean I can see that, unless like it's not, Melania didn't go to the hospital, right? She just
No, yeah, no.
yeah. So like I mean I would hope if like Melania like something was like more serious that she would reach out, but I don't think she would, you guys. Like that's what's so sad.
Yeah, no, I don't
And
think
it
she
shouldn't,
would
and it
either.
also shouldn't take an accident for anything or anything bad to happen for someone to want to speak to you. If you're not in my life,
Yeah,
you're not in my life,
yeah, no, I agree. In other news, I know the Valley just came on yesterday. Well, I feel really bad for Brittany because, some people are blasting her or she or talking about her son's well-being, like
Wait,
making
but
comments.
why are they talking about it? Because like I watched last night's episode and like I'm still confused when people they didn't even show the sun.
This was for I don't know, it was like talking about last week's episode and
Oh, because her
I
drinking.
no, they were talking about the son, like his progression and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't know. I don't see anything, but Brittany spoke out and she says, "You guys can reel in the drama of my life. I don't care, but leave my innocent son's name out of it. Don't act like you know anything about him watching 30 minutes of a show recorded last summer." She's like, "I do everything I possibly can for him. So how dare some of you? Enough. He is a perfect and innocent child. I will not have strangers acting like they know what's going on in his life. To talk about me or talk about me, talk about his father. I don't care, but enough is enough." And she never actually shared the comments that she was referencing, but she was just hurt by things that were said about her son. Obviously she's very protective over him, so
Yeah, I mean
you
I
know
understand that. I also think though then you can't show his journey. Like it's not then you guys shouldn't show that stuff
but there's
because
no
you
journey. Oh, well, yeah, the speech thing.
yeah, like
Is
don't
that what it
show
is?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't show that stuff. Don't talk about it if you don't want people to weigh in on it. It's the
Yeah.
hard reality truth though. Like do not go on a show and do not speak about it. And you know what? You should have watched last night's episode because you see Danny and Nia like getting their first fight and like we call them like, the perfect couple, which like even though the way they fought was like amazing, but he was like he didn't even swear at her. He said the F word to her though, and she's like, you just said the F word to me on national TV. It's like that they had multiple boundaries, multiple conversations
From
about
the
what they're
get-go.
from the get-go, from what they're going to show and what they're not going to show. And it's
No, but
like,
I feel like that's how their relationship was from the beginning. Like,
yeah,
I don't think they're just doing that because of the show, but I think it's like don't act inappropriate. But I think like the swearing thing and all of that stuff is like something that they're not used to and they don't do.
yeah, but like when he said the F word, she's like he was wasted. Okay, he was wasted out of his mind. She's like, you just swore on me on TV. I was dying. I was like, oh my god, this is so funny watching them fight. But like,
I
yeah, I
love
just
that she says that though. Like I love that they're showing that she
yeah.
is getting upset, especially with it being on national television. Because like sometimes I feel like they would cut that type of stuff off.
Yeah. And I agree with Brittany. Like I think people like you guys like if you anybody's like talking crap about her son, like stop it right now. That's so inappropriate. But I also think like people might want to like share their journeys about maybe their kids and what they've seen and like, like express that to her. And I don't know, maybe she takes that like, as a negative thing. I don't know. I don't know what was said, but I just think you can't show your son and what he's going through if you don't want people to talk about it.
Yeah, that could be a good point too.
It's
But I
like you've
just
been on
think,
TV for
yeah.
so long, you know.
Yeah. I mean, obviously kids are just like really off limits. So it's like, unless you're trying to offer some help or like you said, oh,
Yeah.
by the way, don't worry, like I related to this, but we don't know what comment she was referring to or anything. Did you watch Vanderpump Rules?
So I watched like the first 10 minutes of it. So I didn't watch it all, but I've been seeing clips. Like I guess like did something happen with Sheena and Lala and Ariana, right? Like that was like the big
Yeah,
thing.
I actually honestly really like the reunion and I honestly do feel really bad for Ariana because I feel like they all had strong opinions about Ariana and
It definitely
everything,
came
but
from jealousy for sure.
yeah, I think so. I mean, it was all still so fresh, and Ariana looked absolutely heartbroken watching the last episode, and it was all fresh. And I just think they went too far about it. I feel like if Lala and Sheena should have came to the reunion and should have been like, I don't know. I didn't like how they approached the situation. And Ariana did seem like you just felt really bad for her. And it wasn't like a victim mentality. Like you just still felt really, really bad for her. She was going through it. It was so fresh and it was still a lot. And yes, so much good came out of it. But I don't know. She really, composed herself very well. And it sounds like, it was like very obvious that this show is going to be a big pause, but Lisa made a good point. She was like, she's like, when you're on these shows, you go to a reunion to try to resolve things. And she's like, when I knew I didn't want to resolve things on Beverly Hills, I left because I knew I didn't want to resolve things and be with these people. Because Ariana was having a hard time being in, hanging out with these people, being in a group with these people. So, I feel like Ariana really should just leave the show though at this point because you are forced to be because here we're seeing with New Jersey like they don't want to be with each other. There's so much divide that it's not fun to watch. So it's like if Vanderpump Rules does that, that's not going to work out either. So it's like either let go of the entire cast and keep Ariana, or they keep the cast, add some more people, and Ariana gets her own show maybe.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't want to watch Ariana on her own show. No offense, but
Yeah.
I think what was crazy about her being really hurt too is that she said that she didn't watch any episodes so for her to sit there and having to watch it, I think which was like made it so much more raw and like so much more real to her because she hasn't watched it. She's been shielding herself from it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm sure she saw clips and stuff, but to actually watch the whole
Yeah.
last episode and how it played out, that's a lot.
Sheena was dying. She literally was dying.
Yeah.
And she got caught up a lot.
I know. I'm sure she was. That was not good at all.
But did we talk about Jax's new girlfriend?
Oh my gosh. She's so thirsty.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't understand.
Calm down. You're separated. And it's fresh. It's not been, I feel like, okay, if it's been a year, that's one thing, but it's fresh. You are newly separated. What's going on here?
And you don't need to be posting.
And she's with a thirsty, I don't think he posted her though. He was out and about with her. Paparazzi caught
you're
her.
right. Sorry.
Yeah, he didn't pose. And, she looks like exactly what you'd expect her to look like. And then, he was out partying with her and she had also made a joke while she was on, while someone was recording and she's like, I'm pregnant. And it's she's loving this fame, she's loving it, but it's calm down. These people make me sick. It is so disrespectful. Even if you want nothing to do with Brittany, it's so disrespectful that this is so recent and you're willing to hurt the mother of your child.
Another crazy thing, I know you didn't watch The Valley.
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
So in The Valley, because from last episode, the way that Jax talked to Brittany, obviously, so there's a scene with Brittany and Janet. And so Janet's like, I know you guys always say you'll never divorce. And she's like, no, we could go. And then Brittany stops her. It's like, no, we could go down that path. She kind of said that. So then the next day was they were doing a lunch with the boys, and right away, obviously Janet told her husband or her guy told the other boys. So they were sitting at a lunch, and then you hear Jack saying, I love my wife so much, there's no way we will ever divorce, there's no way. And then one of them goes, you need to talk to her because I think she's thinking something different. And you could tell he was so shook because he loves to say absolute truths, oh, that will never happen to us. That wouldn't, he literally thought in his mind that would never happen. He can treat her like shit no matter what, but they would never divorce. That's literally how he thought.
I feel if it wasn't for the show and it wasn't for the, if he right now didn't have the show or didn't have the bar, he would really fight for that marriage more than anything. But now that he's getting back to being famous again and then having this bar, he and their show was very successful. He feels like he's on top of the world. So he's like, fuck it. I don't even care.
I can't.
That bar was never a good idea.
Is it still open?
Is it still open? Yeah. I don't know. Well, yeah. Why would it not be closed already? It hasn't even been a year. So, yeah, I don't know, you guys. I just thought that was cray, not cool at all. Anything else going on that's major? I feel like it's been pretty slow.
I know. I've been telling you this. We only literally have one Housewives show going on right now. Unless did Dubai come on and we just haven't been watching it?
Did I buy what? Oh, Dubai did come on.
Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe we should watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's Summer House, which like we haven't talked about that much. Like we'll talk about it here and there, but I love watching it though.
Well, with Summer House, like, yes, I'm completely caught up. And it's crazy because in the beginning, you're like, Lindsay is such a problem. But then at the end, you realize that Carl is actually a really big problem. I'm not saying Lindsay's not. I'm saying Lindsay really wanted to get married. And this was the best thing for the like to have happen. But Carl at the end was looking for problems to be able to say it's done. Like, when someone wants to break up with you and they're acting different with you and they just keep like you see it, you watch it, like they're acting so different with you, and it's like they're looking for an excuse to be like it's done, and he wasn't really like a man about it.
Yeah, but like that's such a hard thing. It's like he loves her, and like they're about to get married, and it all came because of her. But yeah, I agree. I think he could have just like said it more. But like, how do you say that though when like they're constantly like one weekend so good, the next week not
Yeah,
good,
but
then
he
the
was
next week
annoying
so
the last
good?
couple of episodes. Are you joking? Like he was so damn annoying to me. Like everything he did, everything she said, he would, be soft. Chantel, we are aggressive. Like we're a little bit louder, right? Like that's just like how our whole family is. And if our husbands look at us and they're like, be soft, like we literally want to take them and like twist their ears. So I cannot stand when someone does that. And he like constantly like brings up how she needs to be soft. And it's like, you knew who you were marrying, boo. Like, I'm confused here.
I know.
I do think like obviously like with her drinking again, yeah, like there's been like annoying things and she wants things her way. I do think, Carl at the end of the day is very lazy. I'm sorry. I know that they make money from the show, but just like he would be very exhausting to be with business wise. Like, oh my God, I would die. Cause he's like that type of person who's like, you're just like, don't talk about it, be about it. Okay. If you let's be about it. Let's see you, do what you're saying you want to do.
Yes, I agree.
Shouldn't take a year to do that. So Summer House has been really good. Let us know if you guys are watching that. But yeah, I think that's all that we have. Make sure that you guys join us on Patreon. We do 2 episodes on Patreon as well. It's a really fun community. We have like a chat going on there, all that good stuff as well. But I think that's all for today. We hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week.
Yes, and we're gonna repost like on Fridays, like right now, because this just is our schedule. We posted a re-interview. What do we call them? A past interview last Friday.
Yeah, like
and
our
we'll
past
post,
interview.
Yeah, and we'll post our past episode this Friday. Yeah, like as a bonus to have fun.
Yeah, we'll do the VIP where we do a VIP review. It's from after the event that we went to last February and with all the Housewives and our review on it. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah. We should probably post a second one after it because you are right. I remember we like kind of dogged on Dolores, but then she like called. I was like, I was so tired, stuff like that. But we'll see.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah. All right. Well,
bye guys.
Have a great week.